What's up, y'all? Beyond the Harmony, beyondtheharmony.com. I am Cecil West, back again with the one and only.
The host with the most, John Lippy.
And today, it's the question of the day. We've been doing these questions of the days for so long, and when we come up with our own questions of the day, once in a while, we also have the fans, you guys, saying, hey, I want to talk about this. So we pay attention to all the questions of the day that get dropped in the comments. We put them in a little document. And one of the ones, John, and I think this is a pretty good one. I think this is one that a lot of people want to talk about because Bone is so universal. You can listen to them through all the different changes in your life, whether you're, in the gym and you were running a mile and you needed something for motivation, or if you were feeling down and out. So today I want to know, what's the Bone Thugs song that got you through the hard times in your life?
Oh, well, I'm a sunshiny guy that likes to focus on the positive, but sometimes I do reflect on those times that weren't the most fond of memories that I have. And those happen to be times when I had jobs that I just didn't like. So one of them, I worked that night shift. I used to listen to Crazy Bones' verse on Home when he said, clocked on that night shift, never thought that I would make it out the ghetto. And yeah, the location of that night shift job was certainly wasn't quite in the ghetto, but it was around there. And that night shift felt like I was never going to get out. I felt like, it was just, there was no love there. So Home, please take me home. Get me out of this place. Let me get home. Home for sure. And then a job I had right before that I didn't like either. I used to hear Talk to Myself and time after time from that Crazy Bone Thug on the Line album.
Oh,
those
yeah.
three those three are my hard time songs. Luckily, thankfully, things are a lot better for Johnny Boy, but there were dark times, and Crazy Bone was the guy that got me through those hard times. So it's Home for sure, because that was the absolute worst. But Talk to Myself and Time After Time are right there, because especially Time After Time, find that question, my life, how did I go wrong? Will I ever be? And it's just like, man, how did I end up in these situations? So those are my dark times with Crazy Bone.
Yeah. I think those are good picks. That that album, Thug on the Line, is real underrated to me. I think we've talked about this before, but like it's almost like and I don't know how, but it's like that kind of got overshadowed by Thug Mentality 99, or I don't know what it was that made that one not get what it what it should have. But I've always thought that Thug on the Line was a great album. Like,
Yeah.
lots of really great tracks. The ones that you named, Talk to Myself with Tiffany is a great song. I think I think both of those songs, Time After Time as well, I think those are both probably tracks that, like, during the hard times I jammed. And it's just like there's a lot of them, even like the song Hard Times on Art of War, the little Crazy Bone
Yeah.
skit, dude.
Yep.
Hard times, so there's a lot of them. I probably had like a little mix, to be honest. I probably had a little playlist of them. uh so there's probably a big answer here, but like right off the top of my head, it's Don't Worry. You know the song,
Yeah.
everything's
Don't you
gonna
worry
be
about it.
all right.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one. Like, as I read this question, I'm like, that's immediately like the first one. And I think there's a lot of them. Like I said, I think I had a lot of them, including like ones that you just said. As Bone fans, we probably have a lot of them. But man, as soon as I read the question, I was like, I was going through some shit. I've been through some real crazy shit in my life. And when you turn to the music, and when I would turn to Bone, and it was really bad, I would turn that song on, because you don't get more reassurance than that. Don't you worry about a damn thing. Everything's gonna be all right. And when Lazy Bone says you just need like a little bit of hope, like as much as a mustard seed, like that always like hit home with me, like you know, even if you only got like 1% left in you, like that's all you need to get out of this, Cecil. That's all you need is that little bit of hope that Lazy Bone's talking about, and you can fucking do this. So that song was a big one, and there's so many, but immediately, like, number one, if I was picking a number one, the first one that comes to mind is definitely the track "Don't Worry."
You know what's funny about Don't Worry is I don't know if off the top of my head, but I think that might have been on the Behind the Harmony soundtrack, not Beyond the Harmony, but Behind the Harmony, if I remember correctly. For whatever reason, I feel like I heard that on that album, but I'm not sure. And also about Hard Times. I don't know if I ever told you this. We were in the dorms. Ryan from Superfly used to play Hard Times on the bass guitar. Like when we would just, Art of War was a new CD at the time, so that was just on repeat. And he was in that rock band, so he used to play when Hard Times would come on. He'd play the notes on it on the bass. And it's kind of like, if anybody's an aspiring bass guitar player, it's a fairly easy song to play on bass. So check that out if you haven't listened to Hard Times from that perspective of the bass lines, like the bass guitar on it. But yeah, those are good picks, bro. That was definitely a good song. And I'm hoping if anybody's going through hard times that there's a lot of light at the end of that tunnel, and good times. Good times. Remember, with the hard times, you have the good times. And there's a lot of good time songs by Crazy Bone and the rest of Bone. And if the more you focus on the positive, the more positivity comes out of you. Your focus becomes your reality. So try to focus on a positive future instead of dwelling on the negative.
And if you're really feeling down, pop that Bone Thugs New Waves album in. That'll make you feel good. You can't listen to Bottle Service and not feel good. So pop that New Waves in. But that is what John and I picked for the songs that get us through the hard times. Johnny picked Crazy's verse from Home. He also mentioned Talk to Myself and Time After Time. I picked Don't Worry. Now we want to know what Bone song you listen to get through your hard times. Make sure you drop it in the comments below. Don't forget to share this with another Bone fan so we can see what they think, and we will catch you on the next one. Beyond the harmony for the fans we celebrate. Uploading new videos every Thursday, so join